Hi everyone, this is Aiko again from Texas, and I have another deck from my collection to share with you today. I don't know why I continue to choose these animal decks, but I guess I have so many of them that they call out to me a lot to be highlighted and to used. And so today we're going to look at this deck that I purchased quite a long time ago. I wouldn't say it was one of my initial first 10, but it was close. And I love it. There are a few things that are difficult about this deck, and we'll get into that in just a moment. It is written by, I think it's Linnea Weatherstone. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. If not, I certainly apologize. It's illustrated by Marilla, these names are hard, Allwood. And so if I butchered those names, I do apologize to those people because they have done a beautiful job with this deck. It comes in a hard box. It comes with a magnetic flap. That's very common with a Llewellyn deck. The publisher is Llewellyn, one of my very favorite publishers, mostly because their guidebooks are fantastic and the quality of their cards is just superb. Okay, so let's get into it. It does come with a guidebook in the front, and it is a beautiful guidebook. If you only had the guidebook, you would be extremely happy. I'm going to set it to the side here for a minute and show you the back of the cards. And these are the cards. They come with a lift ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and take the cards out and set them to the side as well. I'll set them up here for a moment. And the book is just beautiful. I mean, the box is just beautiful. It's got the little swan there. And you'll see another swan on one of the cards in a moment. On the back of the book, box, I keep saying book, but it is like a book. It sits on my shelf like a book. That's why I keep calling it a book. And let me zoom in here if I can. I'm learning how to, oops, I always go the wrong way, but that's okay. It's okay. It's that way. And it says here, the forest beckons, alive with mystery and wisdom. Once you step into the enchanted forest, your life and your spirit will never be the same. The woods are alive with magic, wise ancient trees, glowing blossoms, crystal caves, and forbidding thickets of thorns. Here you will meet witches and wizards, fairies and elves, birds and beasts, both earthly and otherworldly, ghosts and shapeshifters, dancing princesses and sad old knights. In the forest of enchantment, you may seek your fortune, quest for success, and live happily ever after. So let's get into this and look at some of the cards. Well, let's look at the guidebook first. Set that aside. And so here is the beautiful guidebook. Your path through the enchanted forest. Now, in the front of the book, I want to always highlight the authors, and so there is a little write-up on the author and the illustrator right off the bat. A lot of times it's in the very back of the book, but in this one it is right here in front. And then it opens up. I mean, this book, just the artwork in the book, it's these full pages of glossy prints. And it's to all weavers and keepers of tales, especially Terry, I think, Windling. So each one of these did a dedication. The illustrator said, to Mom from the earth and to Dad for the sky. With so much love and thanks to you both. There's a table of contents in the book. That's very helpful. I just get my little pot there. Acknowledgements from each of them, and then an introduction into the book. Now, Before we get started, one thing that I was telling you in the beginning of why this particular deck is a little difficult for me is all of the, when tarot decks begin changing from the traditional card names, from the R.W. Smith or the Rider-Waite-Smith traditions, like the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, etc., of the major arcana cards, and they change them to something else, which this is the traditional names, and this is what the Forest of Enchantment renames them. So you kind of have to know, if you know the card numbers of the major arcana cards, you would automatically know. A few of these are the same. You'll find the Hermit is still the Hermit, Strength is still Strength, but some of them have changed. The Fool is not the Fool in this deck, it's the White Heart. The Hanged Man is called Suspension, which makes sense, but since we know what the Hanged Man is doing, he's hanging in he's suspended from a rope hanging upside down. Death is not Death anymore, it's the Black Shuck. Temperance is the Forge, and so on, and these are the rest of them over here. So the major arcana cards have changed, mostly have changed names, not all of them, but some of them. Also, in the minor arcana, you have to understand that in this particular deck, they're not called the traditional Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. They are called Spells, Visions, Challenges, and Boons. So if you're reading for somebody and you haven't used this deck very much, you may want to keep this book open while you're reading, because you're going to pull like the two of challenges, and if you don't have this open, you're going to be going, now what are challenges? What are challenges? You kind of have to really practice. You have to really practice with this deck because of that. Now, let's talk about the court cards. The court cards do the same thing in this deck, but the court cards are back here in the back of the book. Let me go to where they start. There. They list all the court cards together in this book. So, let's see. At the beginning, it starts with child. So they call them the people cards in this book. And so it's forest folk. These are the court cards. And the court cards are traditionally, of course, the king, the queen. Let's see how they listed them here. The hierarchy of the royal court is usually the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. Well, in this deck, they are not called that. So here we go again. They are renamed: the child for page, the seeker for the knight, the weaver for a queen, and the keeper for kings. So you've also got to keep that in mind. So almost every card in this deck is not the traditional names of the Rider-Waite-Smith tradition of card naming, but and in this deck too, they put like all the fours together, all the threes together, and so you kind of have to get like the 4 of spells, the 4 of visions, the 4 of challenges, the 4 of boons. So it's going to go the ace of all of them, the 2 of all of them, the 3 of all of them, through the guidebook. So you got to also get used to that. And that's why this is a little bit more of a struggle for me, being fairly new to tarot. I'm a lot more familiar with it than I was because I spend time teaching myself. So let's take a look at the cards. They are beautiful. They are a kind of a glossy. You can tell in my light, they are glossy. They're good size for shuffling. So if you pick them up and shuffle them, they shuffle very, very nicely for pretty small hands, because I can say definitely I have small hands. They are going to do a beautiful spread out for choosing a card for the day. Okay, and like I say, they can be read in reversal. I want to make sure when I start turning them over, I have them the right direction for you. But they can be a little tricky as far as understanding their which card's which if you are mostly doing the R.W. Smith meanings. So let's just start flipping two at a time and we'll just take a look at them. Okay, so like this is the 20th card of the Major Arcana. It's the Council of Animals. If you know your numbers of the Major Arcana, you would already know that that is the Judgment card. Looks like all the animals are there staring at us. They are in judgment. Animals of this world are in judgment. They care about their world and how well they're treated in it. The 6 of Spells, so you would have to have a cue card. If you didn't have your guidebook over, you'd have to remember that spells are wands. So I'm just going to go through these a little bit faster. A Seeker is a knight, so that's the Knight of Visions, and then you have to remember visions as cups. So I'm just going to start flipping through them. I can't stop at every card and describe every card, or this video gets to be way too long. And once my videos get too long, my upload time is bad because my internet is slow out here in this rural area that I live in. But I just want to show you. Drop these down a little bit and give myself a little bit more space for the cards. That's what's important. Oh, look at this gorgeous dragon. I am a dragon person. I've probably shown you in other videos, but I have a dragon tattoo on my arm that I designed. His name is Aiko, as is my witch name, my witchy name, my Christian witch name. All right, so we'll continue on. There's the Tower card. Some I will recognize, but the pictures in these cards don't always match to what I'm typically looking for, like a 6 of Visions. This is a 6 of Cups, and I'm not exactly seeing, like, I'm used to seeing like 6 cups or something in there that shows me, but you have to really know the meanings of your suit cards for this one if you're using those meanings. Maybe you're going to can make up something different, or go to the guidebook in this one. The guidebook will help you out a lot. Okay, there's the Hermit card in this deck, and the Hermit card is this badger looking thing. I don't know what kind of animal that is. I think it's a badger, and he's down in his little underground hole or cave. I don't know what they call the whatever they get in. They dig. There's books on his shelf, so he studies a lot. And if you remember, the Hermit card means, you have to kind of remember what the cards mean as you go through this one. That relying on your R.W. Smith is always going to be helpful, but it's kind of like solitude and being able to go and have introspection and meditation, contemplation. So that matches the that one. The Lover's card, definitely you would recognize that. So the oldest one, card number 5. Do y'all remember what card number 5 is in your Major Arcana, just off the top of your head? It's the Hierophant. I wouldn't know that from exactly looking at this picture, because I'm always looking for a religious figure. That tree is serving its purpose in this deck. The Enchanter's Wheel, of course, we know that'd be the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, the Moon card is beautiful. Moonlight, it's called in this deck. Kind of do like the way my light is making these colors for you so bright, and they are this pretty in person too, so know that. Sunlight. Child of Vision would be the Page. The Page is called a child, and Visions is cups, so that's the child. That's the Page of Cups. as it relates to our WS. The Keeper is kings, King of Spells, King of Wands. Weavers are the queens, spells are wands. So that's the King and Queen of Wands. Okay, don't get caught up too much on that from here on out. Let's just look at the cards. I love this. The Enchanter, I will stop here. The Enchanter is card number 1 of your major arcana. And so there's the Magician. Oh, I just love this artwork. The illustrator just takes what he wants from the traditional and turns it into the Forest of Enchantment. And it doesn't always resonate that that's what it looks like in our WS decks. But I don't care. I don't know about you. I don't care. If I'm looking at art, I'm good with it. The Four of Visions would be the Four of Cups, and it's boredom. You can see that. He's even bored just watching this bird come out of the water, but he's bored. Oh, the Three of Cups, or Three of Visions in this, but always 3 things dancing, 3 women dancing, 3 somethings dancing, no matter, could be cats or anything in some of the decks. That's what I love about tarot decks. There's so many different ones and so many different illustrators. See it. There's Suspension, which we know is the Hanged Man. That's how this artist envisions it. Look how beautiful. The night sky just comes alive in that card. The Green Mother is the Empress, Mother of Earth. You can see that. Okay, let's move on. We're getting too long. I'm just going to kind of flip through the rest of these. Seeker of Challenges is also Knight. Seekers are knights. Challenges are the swords. Oh, and the very last 2 cards. Just love it. So I hope you enjoyed this deck. I certainly love having it in my collection. It had been a little while since I had seen it, so I'm glad to return to it. I felt like it called me today to preview it for you. So let's return the cards. I usually thank the cards. Thank you so much for coming and joining us and sharing your wisdom. And we appreciate all of the knowledge that you have bestowed upon us this time. You can go back and rest up for the next time that we visit. And I'll return this to the box and over my screen down there for you. And I thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, Aiko's Art and Tarot Oracle Reviews. Give me a thumbs up with a like and leave me comments. I love them. I like to read what anybody has as a suggestion. I always forget to say that, so I keep this thing handy above my desk here. And I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a most wonderful evening and a wonderful week coming up. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.